Hello again, it's Cat from the Fire Tuna Club. It's time for another doll repaint. In just a second, I actually got a voice acting gig and I want to share it with you.
Disclaimer. This video is entirely useless if you hope to learn something new. However, if you hope to grow as an artist and need reminders that the struggle is real and you are not alone, continue to watch as there will be very open and very obvious signs of an amateur with aspirations to learn ahead.
I know it's a little weird, but I didn't do this alone. Let me see how my friends turned out. Hey, did you record your...
Alright, so silliness aside, let's get started with initial doll prep. I prefer using a hairdryer. Hot water works just as well to remove the head from the body. Cut off all the hair as close to the scalp as you can manage. Tweezers or a flathead screwdriver works just as well to get all the plugs inside the head out. And then acetone the factory face up off. Now to properly complete my Ionia doll, I needed Cleo's head and Spectra's body. And being that I was going to use Spectra's head, I did the prep work twice. So, small disclaimer before I get to the next step of my doll prepping. Some of you might have been around on my Instagram long enough to have seen this post and know that it was not well received. And if you've also been on my channel long enough, you've also seen these brief episodes as part of my slow ongoing airbrush series. I'm going to include a handy dandy frustration tally so you guys can see sometimes learning new stuff is hard, try not to give up, and for everybody who is all like, airbrushes are amazing, shut your mouth, you'll understand why I was so frustrated.
Hey! This again, How is this doll picking up every stray hair in my house?
So you can kind of get the picture here that I had a lot of frustration with cleaning my airbrush again and again and again. It got to the point that I was cleaning it before I started, during painting, and after painting every time. Some of you have already seen the airbrush series and know that at this point I was done with throwing money at the problem trying to fix it. Thankfully, someone near and dear to me purchased a new airbrush for me, which actually was the problem on top of all the other problems I had. But now, while airbrushing is still somewhat frustrating when I'm trying to seal my dolls, I'm kind of getting the hang of it, and I'm learning when and when not to use the airbrush. It is still a huge learning process, but I learn a little bit more every time. If you've been watching my video, you now know the recipe I use for the cleaning solution that I use in my airbrush. Water is also an option. It does not work as well, especially if the paint is dried on in your airbrush. And I have used acetone before, however, it is risky, and you also don't want the acetone disintegrating the O-rings that keep up the air pressure and the seals in your airbrush. If you want to take all the guesswork out of cleaning it, I would suggest just purchasing a cleaning solution off Amazon or your local craft store meant for airbrushes, or water and Windex works just as well and is less dangerous to your airbrush than acetone and more effective than water. So the rest of the doll customizing, well, let's get to the face up, which I've come to realize is my least favorite part of making a custom. So basically this doll was part of Kyro's workshop challenge, in which I combined the meaning of my name and a couple aspects about me to make a doll. So this combination, with the challenge aspects in mind, I had to create a character based off of the theme of purity, my original character writing, and my love of space. So, Ionia was born. She is the good side of my red versus blue, good versus evil, horde versus alliance video game world. And really, I was kind of running blind in this and struggled with this doll quite a bit for more than just her face up. I ended up giving her a very unusual, almost alien appearance with some pink pastels, and using my old Galaxy nail tutorials for nail polish, I used those to help guide me on how to make her eyes. And then I threw in glitter and gloss, and voila, you have her face. Yeah, this doll was a challenge. The challenge was a challenge. My combination was a challenge. It was, for all intents and purposes, this doll felt like a huge hot mess until she was done, and when she was done, the angels started singing, fireworks were exploding in the sky, and I was like, how did I make this doll? So yeah, keep that in mind as I get to the end here real soon, because, Yeah, when I get frustrated, I don't record. At the time when I was creating Ionia, she was definitely a bit of a hassle, because at the time when I was trying to make her, I made her head separately and her body separately. And she was the first time I have sewn a dress onto a doll, which was its own kind of anxiety. Anyway, after much struggles of fiddling with each part separately, I finally decided to just see it together. She is a perfect, simplistic, and powerful silhouette creation doll on her own. I wasted a lot of time fiddling, but in the end, she came out beautiful.
Oh, look, another user with a slow connection.
Ionia.
No buts, Kai. I won't.
Restarting AI Ionia.
Ionia introduction sequence commencing. A war rages on.
You know the drill. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, or subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time when I finish another project.